Hello and welcome to the video. Today we're going to take a look at the Goodra with Thunder Punch in the Master League. We're going to have some test battles here to see if this Pokemon has some play in the Open Master League, and I have to say I was kinda surprised. We're going to have a double dragon backline, and honestly, Goodra and Palkia are quite similar in terms of what they can do. You would usually run Awkward Tail over the Thunder Punch for this Pokemon, but we are running here the Draco Meteor, and this is going to be a move that I definitely do not regret using. This move was so much fun on this Pokemon, so much fun that I kind of want to try it out even in other leagues with Draco Meteor as well, because so many people just don't expect it. And having this insane nuke on this Pokemon is so much fun to play. It is absolutely wild. So what I can say already here in the beginning for the people that want to know if this Pokemon is worth it to build, yes it is. And also, if you enjoy this type of video, those early showcases for those Community Day Pokemon, then feel free to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Both is free, both is supporting me, and it is quite nice. Anyway, we're going to see here already the Palkia origin, which you also have on this team, not with Spatial Rend, but also with a Draco Meteor, because yeah, we don't have Spatial Rend on this Pokemon. Hopefully we're going to be able to get this move eventually again, like maybe Elite Jam, maybe like a special item. I feel like it's kind of sad that this is like locked behind and ticket for like a week, or not even a week, like it's like 2 days or something where you were able to get this Pokemon with the right move. Kinda sad, but anyway, we're going to be able to go for a combo play here at the end with like 4 charge moves back to back to back. Close combat is going to knock them out, and they had basically the same team as we had, but a Steel type lead against our Fairy type, and we still came back from it. So, what do we really want to say about Goodra? Goodra has quite some nice bulk. Honestly, the bulk of this Pokemon is its main bread and butter. Basically, this Pokemon has a very great stat product. Like, this Pokemon has a lot of bulk, and yeah, definitely something I would recommend you to build. I think this Pokemon is going to be absolutely insane for the Master League Premier Cup. Most likely one of the best, if not the best Pokemon to run for this cup, especially with Thunder Punch. You kind of really want to have Thunder Punch on this Pokemon for this meta though, because there are going to be quite a lot of Gyarados, and you're just going to be able to do so much damage against them. And so, if I would say something, yeah, I would definitely say that you should build one. Like, Goodra for the Master League is better in my opinion than even Goodra for the Ultra League. Like, Ultra League, there are other Dragon types that can do kind of similar stuff, but for the Master League, I feel like it is just going to be a better meta for it. Here we're going to just go for the fun play of another Draco Meteor, and we can just move on to the next opponent. So hopefully you got like a good IV variant and the XL candy that you need, because this Pokemon is for sure a good cheap option for the Master League. Even for the Open Master League, it's decent. For the Open Master League, it is just a little bit more tricky, because there are other yeah, Dragon type Pokemon that are just a little bit better because of the typing, or because of like the insane move pool that they have. For example, just Dialga has the Steel typing, which is just a better typing itself. But then again, there's going to be eventually Hisuian Goodra, which also has the Steel typing, has the same typing as Dialga, and we have to see when this is going to be available in the game. But Hisuian Goodra has potential of being one of the biggest meta threats ever, and you're still going to need the same candies as for the normal Goodra. So you can already prepare for this, which is so nice to see. Here for this battle, we're sadly going to get completely hard-walled. There's not a lot that I can do about it. We have a shield advantage, but like a shield advantage doesn't really help you if you kind of have a bad positioning here. What can I say about like Thunder Punch in the Open Master League? I would not recommend you to go for Thunder Punch in the Open Master League. For the Open Master League, Awkward Tail is going to be better, but then again, are you gonna decide to go ahead and build 2 XL Goodra? I doubt it. I don't think it's really worth it to build 2 of them. So I would most likely recommend you to still keep the Thunder Punch on this Pokemon, because Thunder Punch is just going to be a better one for the Master Premier Cup, and for the Master Premier Cup, it's top tier meta. For the Open Master League, it is usable. It's for sure usable, but it is not as great as the legendary options, for example. Anyway, I can definitely say I went crazy positive in those test battles here as well. Yes, they're going to be matchups like this where we're just gonna get completely hardwalled, which you cannot really do anything about it. This is just like kind of the awkward thing about ABB style lines. If you're going to have an ABB style that is literally the opposite from yours, you just have no chance of winning the game. But still, I would really recommend you to build a Goodra. Goodra is a cool Pokemon. Also, if you haven't seen the showcase or the Open Ultra League, I did one early on as well with some battles that got sent to me. Definitely check that one out. Going to be linked in the end card. Here, we had like such an unfortunate matchup. You saw there already. There's no video basically for me where I don't get the Moonblast debuff. And yeah, let's take a look here a little bit more about the battles. We talked enough about Goodra and what is good and what not. We're going to see the opponent going to be able to go for a Moonblast here. This is going to knock us out, but we can go for the full farm down with the Palkia. And they have Dialga on the back, and it's just a hard one. Like, there's nothing that you can do there. I could still try my best to go for a Dracomedia here, but the opponent is going to decide to use a shield, and so I'm just going to, yeah, let them knock me out here. I'm not even really tapping, and we can move on to the next opponent. Groudon in the lead. This is going to be something where you kind of want to swap out eventually. We have an ABB style line, so what this means, again, a lot of people always are like, oh, look at your team. If you're going to have a fairy type in the back or like a certain Pokemon in the back, you're going to lose immediately. If you think like this, then you don't understand ABB style lines. Here, we're going to kind of want to keep our lead kind of healthy, and then we're going to swap out eventually into our Palkia. Palkia is usually my say swap here. I thought of going for the say swap of Goodra, but I feel like, I don't know, like with the moveset that we have, I think with Awkward here, Goodra would be a great say swap, but with Thunder Punch, I feel like it's better as a closer. But here, as you're gonna see, we're gonna be able to align ourselves. I tried to go for the charge move, was not able to click it in time, but it does not really matter because it can still hardwall the opponent here with our Xerneas. Xerneas is going to be easily able to take that superpower. We can try to go for a Moonblast now. We had 100 energy, and so we have back-to-back moves as well here. We can go for, I think, no, we're actually not at back-to-back moves. I think we have to go for one more fast move. I think Moonblast is 60 energy, and so we need one more extra fast move. This should be just a Fire Punch though, based on the fast move that they went for before. It is just a Fire Punch, and I keep my energy alive. And as you're gonna see here, we can go for the full farm down, and they have in the back a Tyranitar. And we are going to have a decent matchup here if we had Awkward Tail, but we don't have Awkward Tail, and you know exactly what this means. We are forced to go ahead and go for the big boom of Dracomedia. We're going to wait out until the opponent kinda went for a few more fast moves because I want to get as much damage on them as possible. And as we're gonna get a shield here, this game is already over. We have a close comment stored, but we don't even need that. We can go for another Dracomedia, and again, like, Dracomedia was so much fun on this Pokemon. Bye-bye there, and we can move on to the next opponent. But this showcased again on how much bulk actually Goodra has, which is kinda cool. Tapu Bulu is one of the hardest answers to the team. Both Pokemon on the back have literally zero options against it. I was actually thinking of going for Sludge Wave on Goodra, but I feel like if Goodra would have had like a secondary typing that would allow it to do some other damage than like Dragon type damage, it would have been kinda cool because, yeah, sadly, while if you run Sludge Wave, you're going to be able to mostly knock out something like a Tapu Bulu, you're not going to be able to knock out something like a Xerneas or the other Pokemon, what's called Zacian here, because it's super effective damage, but you're not gonna do enough damage because it's not stab, and they're quite bulky, and so, yeah, it's kinda sad that Goodra only has, like, Dragon Breath as a fast move, but then again, like, I don't even know, like, what else you would want to go for. I hope that the Hisuian Goodra maybe gets, like, some Steel-type fast move, which would be cool. That is also hopefully decent, but yeah, we have to see about this. Anyway, we're going to see here the Awkward Tail coming through against the opponent's Everluck. We can take a move from them for sure. That's going to be our best matchup because here Icy Wind is going to be neutral, while it would be super effective against our Goodra, which is going to be great for us that we had that matchup here. They're going to have a double rock backline, which is kind of hilarious. They have here in the back also Shadow Tyranitar, which is a cool Pokemon, honestly. I feel like Shadow Tyranitar has quite a lot of play in the open Master League, and I might want to take a look at this Pokemon again as well as soon as the Master League comes back. Wanted to do this last time, but the team that I wanted to use around it was a team that I showcased with a different Pokemon literally before, and I was like, yeah, I kind of want to wait out for that. So very likely that you're going to see a Shadow Tyranitar showcase for the Open Master League soon. But anyway, we're going to be able to go for that Thunder Punch against the opponent, knock them out, and move on to the next opponent. We're going to have a Palkia here in the lead. That is going to be kind of nice for us, especially our entire team is kind of decent against it, and they swap out into a Dialga. Dialga does not want to take any close combats here, and so we're going to be in a very decent spot so far. I just have to be a little bit careful again. You are in a spot here where we have an ABB style line where you kind of want to keep your lead kind of healthy, because otherwise you're going to struggle a little bit later on against like certain Pokemon. Like if they have a Fairy type Pokemon in the back, we're going to have no chance with our Pokemon that they have in the back. So we're kind of forced to swap out eventually. I am not counting the amount of fast move energy that the opponent generated so far, so I swap out now and they can go for a charge move. I'm just gonna go for the safe route and decide to use a shield here onto my Palkia. It was just the Iron Head, but they have actually a Fairy type Pokemon here in the back with the Xerneas, and I have basically zero energy on my own Xerneas. And this means I don't think I have a chance here in this game. Or do I? We will find out shortly. They decided to go for a Moonblast. That's fine for us. We have to hope that we can still either survive one or win the CMP tie. And we win the CMP tie. And looking at the damage that we're gonna do here, I don't think we would have survived the charge move from the opponent, so this is very important. We have, of course, a Hundo Xerneas here, which I actually have with the special background as well, I think from London, which I caught there during the last Go Fest. So sad, by the way, that I cannot go to Madrid this year. Hopefully I can be in the in-person Go Fest next year again, where we don't know where it's going to be fair, but it would be kind of cool to go again to like those in-person Go Fests, also to just meet some of you. It would be kind of nice, but not this year, sadly. It just doesn't really fit into my time schedule, as I'm currently in moving as well, which might kind of cause a few less uploads throughout the next month, but we have to see about this. Anyway, we're going to be able to win this game here and we can move on to the next opponent. Horrible lead again, we're going to swap out. I just hope that this is not a hard counter. That's kind of okay. Like, Lugia is kind of fine. We might still be able to deal with it. And we also have Thunder Punch here. This is like one of the only occasions today where Thunder Punch is actually better than anything else that I could have had on this Pokemon. That being said, I feel like if I went for a double Draco, if I went for a Draco Meteor afterwards, I would have been fine as well. I was a little bit fearing here the potential of the Aeroblast. But they don't even go for the Aeroblast, they can just go ahead and go for that Sky Attack. And so we're going to be in a kind of tough spot. My only hope is that I can get some energy on my Xerneas. I have to take an Aeroblast here. And I have to kind of swap out eventually here, because at the end of the day, I'm going to be aligned against the Ho-Oh anyway, and there's nothing that I can really do about that. And yeah, we're going to be forced now to hope there's something in the back that I can deal with. Let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be the Palkia. And I have no idea on why my Palkia loses so much more HP than the opponent's Palkia. Like, I have a Hundo, the opponent has less CP than I did, and it looks like the opponent did like so much more damage than I did. I don't know, like maybe it's just like some visual thing there. I even don't get the free fast move in here, and so I'm just going to call it a day. Yeah, 2 shields there, but I just got completely walled, to be fair. But still a good game to everybody who I played today as well. Just want to say it here as well real quick. Next opponent, we're going to have a Shadow Dragonite. Shadow Dragonite is going to go bye-bye, and we can see the Groudon coming in. What I can do here is I can go for a shield, because they always kind of go for the Precious Blade. It is way too risky for them to go for a bait. If I no-shield this one, it's a Fire Punch, it does like 2 damage. Like, there is no reason for them to do that. And so our best play is just to go for the full farmland for you, like 1 shield there. Groudon is gonna go down, Shadow Dragonite is coming back in here, I can go for 1 charge move. Hopefully getting a shield from the opponents would be kind of nice. We do not. They might know as well that I don't have a Spatial Rent, because they might also seen like a few videos of me in the Master League. Anyway, we can go for the knockout, and they have a Lugia in the back, and so we're kind of in a very good spot now. I can just go into our Xerneas, hopefully going to get some debuffs onto the opponent as well with the Moonblast. I barely get the debuff, but it is fine. The opponent is just not going to do any damage with their fast move. Having double resisted the non-step Dragon Tail from a Lugia is just doing nothing to us. Like, it's literally just doing nothing. And so we can go for another Moonblast, trying to fish for another debuff, which we don't. Again, how could they, like 10% chance, should activate every single time? What is the issue, Niantic? What the hell? And of course, like, it is quite rare to get the Moonblast debuff unless, like, you play against me, apparently. Anyway, we're going to see the Aeroblast coming through here. And so it's down to our Goodra. Can Goodra finish this battle up here with the Thunder Punch? Of course, we can knock them out here with 1 Thunder Punch. And so, I guess Thunder Punch again kind of worked out quite well. And we can move on to the final battle of the day. Honestly, yeah, we're going to see here something as well, which I don't know if it's going to matter, but it is definitely on me, I think. We're going to go for a Moonblast here. And somehow I was not able to hit all the bubbles here. I was just paying attention, I think, on something on my screen or whatever, and yeah, sorry about that. I was not able to hit all the bubbles on that Moonblast, which can also be impactful. I don't think it is really impactful here, because I can still go for close combat, and especially after they decide to go for a Wild Charge here, this will be able to knock them out for sure. And so I don't really think that me hitting like only, yeah, I don't know, 90% of the bubbles there does really matter too much. We can try to go for the close combat again. This forces a shield or a knockout. Let's see, we're going to be able to get the knockout. And so 1 Fairy type is down, we can swap out. Mewtwo is coming in against us. and we can try to go for an awkward tail, which does not actually work out for us. The opponent can go for a side strike, and they have another fairy type Pokemon in the back, which you see now with the Xerneas in the back. So an ABA style line for fairy type Pokemon, which I feel like is actually a really good team. I have to say, I think it is a really good team to run like this. I don't really, like, yeah, there is going to be a weakness against Ho-Oh, but by going for the Zacian in the lead, you're not going to really have the issue there with Ho-Oh because you have coverage for this Pokemon. And so I feel like Mewtwo, Xerneas, and like the Zacian in that order from the opponent is actually a fabulous team, and I kind of want to copy this for maybe the next time Master League is around. I feel like this is a fun and cool idea of playing a team, because ABA lines are not as common anymore nowadays, I feel like. So it's kind of cool to see something like this, where it clearly makes a lot of sense to play it like this. So for sure, cool team from the opponent. If we would have been able to reach that Draco Meteor, I still maybe would have had a chance of winning. Like this, we don't. And that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you had a great community day. If you did, feel free to leave a like on the video, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.